Oh man, we gotta wait for French, man.
We're here.
Run and get French. It wouldn't be Thanksgiving if you wasn't starving.
And now, here we are with the spotlight shining brighter than ever on Diddy, Young Miami, and a growing list of names tied to this massive scandal. What started as whispers and quiet rumors is now a full-blown investigation with receipts, recordings, and courtroom drama that feels like something out of a movie. Young Miami, someone who was once seen as just Diddy's girl, just along for the ride, has now found herself right in the heart of this storm. She's no longer just standing beside him. She's being investigated. She's named in lawsuits. And what's even crazier, there's real talk that she helped move some of the very evidence being used in the case. Remember when she was flying around on private jets? Sources are saying those flights weren't just about luxury.
Happy birthday to you!
That wasn't good.
I want you to sing
That wasn't
the top
good.
of your lungs.
Oh, no, that was the top of my lungs, though.
If you don't feel it, let's not do it.
That was the top of mine.
Feel it.
They were about secrets, documents, recordings, money. And according to investigators, she wasn't just a passenger, she played a role. Whether she was fully aware of what she was doing or not, the feds believe she helped Diddy cover his tracks. And that could mean serious consequences. Now let's go back to that safe, that hidden closet that the feds cracked open. Inside it? Footage. Files. Prescription drugs not in Kim Porter's name. Even backups of surveillance. And guess who allegedly had access to it? Young Miami. People close to the case say she knew exactly what was in there. And if that's true, then she's holding more than just secrets. She could be holding the key to this entire case.
We were inside as prosecutors claimed the disgraced mogul masterminded a 2 decades-long sex trafficking ring.
Then there's Jane Doe. The one person the court is protecting with everything they've got. No one knows her real name, but what they do know is this: she's important. She's powerful. And she's dangerous to Diddy's entire defense. This isn't just some woman stepping forward with a story. This is someone who was in the room, who saw things happen, who might have lived through the worst of it and kept evidence. Court insiders say she's holding emails, voice notes, maybe even GPS data and flight logs. Things that don't lie. Things that can't be twisted by lawyers.
I feel that it was some foul play in her death.
Her timeline matches with Cassie's. It overlaps with what happened to Kim Porter. And that's huge. Because if one woman says something, people call it hearsay. If 2 women tell the same story from different angles, that's a pattern. That's power. That's how you prove intent and motive. The court's moving fast, and that's not normal. Cases like this usually drag on for years. But Diddy's trial? It's moving like a freight train. Jury selection has already started, and insiders say it's because the evidence is too strong to ignore. And here's the part that should worry Diddy the most: Jane Doe hasn't even taken the stand yet. The moment she walks into that courtroom and opens her mouth, everything could change. She's not just another accuser. She's the thread that connects all the stories. If her testimony matches the leaked footage that TMZ just dropped, the one pulled straight from that closet, then this isn't about rumors anymore. It's about truth. And the truth is loud. Let's not forget about Kim Porter.
To reiterate, what is essentially was something that Cassie said she learned about through Sean Combs about a year into their relationship. He described it as voyeurism, wanting to watch her have sex with someone else. And she said that she did it because she was 22, 21, she was young, she didn't know any better, and that she wanted to please Sean Combs.
Back in 2018, she was found dead. At first, people said it was pneumonia. But close friends always felt something was off. She was scared. She had been telling people that she felt watched, like someone was following her. She even talked about writing a memoir telling her truth. Then suddenly, she was gone. Now, with this new footage coming out, that story looks a lot darker. There are whispers that Kim might have been drugged. That what happened to her wasn't just a medical emergency, it was something much more calculated. And Diddy's name is right there in the middle of it all. That's what's making people really stop and think. This isn't just about one woman. It's not just about Cassie, or Kim, or Jane Doe. It's about a possible pattern of abuse, manipulation, and control that lasted for years and hurt multiple women. And then there's the circle around him. All those celebrities who were always at the parties. Kanye West, French Montana, Lauren London, Michelle Williams. Big names. Some of them disappeared quietly. Others may have known more than they let on. But now the question is, were they just bystanders? Or were they part of something deeper? Even now, more people are speaking up. Some are saying their names were used without permission on fake guest lists to cover up who was really there. Others say Diddy's homes weren't just for entertainment, they were set up for control. Some guests say they were brought in for music or business and then couldn't leave. They were guarded, monitored, told what they could and couldn't say. Whether you call it manipulation, a cover-up, or a criminal operation, what's clear is this: the truth is catching up. And at the center of all this is one man, Diddy. For years, he built an empire. Music, fashion, business. He looked untouchable. But now, the walls are closing in. And no matter how many lawyers he hires, or how much money he tries to throw at the problem, he can't stop what's coming. Because this time, it's not just about headlines. It's about evidence. Videotapes. Flight records. Testimonies. The closet is open. The footage is out. And people are finally talking. So what happens now? Well, that's the million-dollar question. Will young Miami flip and tell the full truth? Will Jane Doe's testimony finally expose what's been hiding in plain sight? And will this trial bring justice not just for one woman, but for all of them? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, this is no longer just about Diddy's image or his empire. It's about accountability. It's about the truth finally coming out, no matter how deep it was buried. And as the court date draws closer, the world is watching. People want answers. People want justice. And for the first time in a long time, it looks like they might get both. So now I want to hear from you. What do you think really happened to Kim Porter? What do you believe young Miami knows? And who do you think Jane Doe is? If you've been following this case from the start, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notifications, and stay locked in. Because this story? It's far from over. And the next chapter could be the one that changes everything. So here we are after months of whispers, leaks, lawsuits, and shocking headlines. It all seems to be catching up to Diddy. The secrets that were once locked away, the things people thought would never see the light of day, they're now out in the open. From safes full of evidence to cell phones packed with recordings, from hidden footage to sealed testimonies, this isn't just about gossip anymore. It's a full-blown investigation, and the world is finally seeing the pieces come together. Young Miami, who many saw as just Diddy's girlfriend, is no longer in the background. She's being named directly. She's reportedly under investigation. And what's being said is wild. They're claiming she didn't just witness things, she moved things. Important things. Stuff tied to the case. Items that could make or break this trial. The feds believe she was involved in flying across the country with sensitive materials, possibly evidence, while trying to help Diddy stay ahead of trouble. And now, she's being connected to a $6 million transaction that doesn't make sense on paper. People close to the case believe that money wasn't just business, it could have been hush money or payment to help cover tracks. Either way, she's in the middle of something much bigger than just a relationship. But let's not forget what this case is really about. It's about the women. The ones who tried to speak up, the ones who were silenced, the ones who were hurt and never got to tell their stories until now. Kim Porter's name keeps coming up for a reason. She was more than just the mother of Diddy's children, she was someone who, according to close friends, was scared in her final days. She reportedly said she felt watched, like something wasn't right. And now that leaked footage allegedly tied to her death is part of the official investigation. People are calling it the missing piece, something that proves there's more to her story than pneumonia. What makes this even more chilling is that young Miami allegedly had access to the safe where the footage was found. That means she may have known the truth for a long time. Whether she was trying to protect Diddy or protect herself is still unclear, but the fact that she's now being investigated says a lot. And then there's Jane Doe. The one name that keeps popping up, even though we don't know who she is. The court is keeping her identity sealed, but insiders say she's not just another witness, she could be the final nail in the coffin. They're saying she has receipts, audio recordings, messages, possibly flight logs. And most importantly, her story matches up with both Cassie and Kim Porter's. That kind of overlap? That's not a coincidence. That's a pattern. When she testifies, and it's looking more and more likely that she will, it could change everything. People in the courtroom are already saying her evidence could tie all the stories together. Her voice could be the one that finally breaks this wide open. The prosecutors know what they're doing. They're moving fast. Faster than usual for a case this big. That means they have something solid. And they don't want to give the defense time to spin it. They want to get to trial, get in front of the jury, and lay everything out. Meanwhile, Diddy's team is scrambling. They're doing everything they can to protect him, to control the damage. But it might be too late. Because the truth has a way of coming out even when people try to bury it with money, lawyers, or fear. And let's not ignore the other names that are now floating around. Celebrities who were in the same rooms. People who went to the parties, stayed in the mansions, flew on the jets. Some of them disappeared when things got hot. Others are still silent. But now the public is watching, and they want answers. Was this just Diddy acting on his own? Or was there a bigger system behind it, a network of people who looked the other way while he did whatever he wanted? That's the question everyone's asking. And as more women come forward, as more evidence comes to light, as Jane Doe prepares to testify, we might finally get an answer. Diddy built an empire on power, image, and control. But now, all of that is being torn down piece by piece. The luxury lifestyle, the music, the fame, it means nothing if the truth reveals something darker underneath it all. And young Miami? Well, she might be facing the hardest chapter of her life. If she flips, if she tells the truth, she could bring down the whole operation. But if she stays quiet, she could go down with it. Either way, the pressure is on. So now it's your turn. What do you think? Do you believe Jane Doe has the evidence to take this case to the next level? What do you think young Miami really knows? And do you think this is just the beginning of even more names being exposed? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about it. If you've been following this story from the start, make sure you're subscribed, hit the bell so you never miss an update, and stay locked in. Because this trial? It's far from over. And the next twist might be the one that changes everything. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay aware, stay curious, and stay safe. I'll see you in the next video.